Um, well, there is a thing about the Celtic values. That's not my heritage, but there's a thing about Celtic values, how the Celtic people like to help community and to help each other. It is a fact that is a fact. And, people who come from Celts are known to do that, to care for each other more so than other people are. So that kind of works well here, and the fact that this Antigonese movement that started here back in the 20s, and it started in Cape Breton, Father Tompkins and Father Cody there from Cape Breton, from Margari Valley. And the first credit union that Father Tompkins created is over here, and just about 5 kilometers here from the university. It's in reserve mines, and if you drive by, you will see there's a Tompkins Center there, and there is a library with Father Tompkins' stuff, and it's called Tompkinsville, that area, because it was the first housing co-op created, right? Tompkinsville, the Father Tompkins started. So we do have the roots to that idea of communal and communitarian service here in Atlantic Canada, and like that movement started in English Canada. It started here. This is where it started, the movement with co-ops and credit unions and the community economic development movement. It started here, in Cape Breton and northern Nova Scotia and Antigonese. Again, Cape Breton started it, but this is where it started. And this is what Alphonse Desjardins was doing in Quebec at the same time in French Canada. But in English Canada, we were the ones that started it here. So we do have roots to that. And the fact that we still have those co-ops that were started back in the 1920s, they're still in existence in one form or another. The retail co-ops are suffering badly, they're barely surviving. But the other co-ops are thriving. So, and the credit unions are doing well. So the fact is that we do have, that in our heritage. So this is something that we can work with. And places like Mondragon over in Spain, they have done so much with community-owned organizations. Like the Mondragon Corporation is like a $10 billion organization. And it started as a cooperative. It's a $10 billion corporation. It's the 8th largest corporation in Spain. And they own a bank, they own supermarket chains, they own whatever. So the fact is there is a future in this legal forum if people believe in it, and basically if people put their resources into it and they try to develop that. That's anything is possible if that's the case. But in a place like here in Atlantic Canada, where we try to change the economy and move on to there's a shift now. We're going to the knowledge economy and we're going to the green economy, and we have challenges in healthcare. We have challenges in many public services that we took for granted, and a lot of that is more. It requires more of a community solution to it and not an individual solution to it. Like a lot of the health care is actually it's a community issue and it's not a personal issue. Like there's a lot of education that's needed to have a proper health and all that. And this is where the community can make a difference. Like, we're trying to solve the healthcare now as being an individual thing right now. And this is where the big problem is. It's so expensive and it's almost impossible to happen. That will have good health with the resources we put into it. Right now, healthcare is taking more than 50% of all the resources. Right? The budget, Nova Scotia budget, more than 50% of it goes into healthcare. And so it's not sustainable. We're getting older and all that, and we're not getting any healthier. I mean, the money goes into it, but the population at large is not getting any healthier. And the issue here is because everything's individual. We're not treating this. A lot of that healthcare issue is something that has to be addressed as a community issue and not as an individual issue. And this is where the community organizations come into play. And in our conference, actually, Dr. Levitt and Reed, Catherine, she's going to present a paper on a case study from Saskatchewan, where it's a local health co-op that's trying to make a difference in the community, basically. And because we have to take charge of our own health, and not just wait for the government basically to hire the best doctors and the best equipment, trying to make us healthy after we self-inflict ourselves with not taking care of ourselves. And that's basically what the next paradigm shift that has to happen on healthcare.